Hey guys, I'm back. Anyway, as most of you know, I pretty much I work third shift and I have a lot of time to think while I'm working anyway. I got to thinking tonight. First off, my head, like, I feel like somebody has shoved an ice pick in this ear and out the other, and my head feels like it is in a vice so tight that MacGyver couldn't get it off. And anyway, it got me to thinking that when I was a kid, you don't really want to go to school anyway, so if, you get up and you're like, oh, Mama, I don't feel good. I don't think I can go to school. My mom had 2 questions and a statement. If you answered no to the first 2 questions, then you got the statement. And it was the same thing every single time. So I got thinking about it, and I'm like, her first 2 questions. First one is, did you throw up? Second one would be, do you have diarrhea? And if you answered no to both of those, then her statement would be, well, come here, let me take your temperature. Well, and if you didn't have a temperature, and you weren't throwing up, and you weren't crapping yourself, your ass was going to school. So anyway, I'm like, well, I don't have a fever. I'm not doing the other 2 either, so I guess I'm really not sick. I don't know, but my head feels like it could explode. So anyway, that got me to thinking about how, like, when I was a kid, it's like, that, my mom was just straight up. You didn't have a fever, you weren't throwing up, didn't have diarrhea, your ass was going to school. I didn't hardly ever run a fever. So, I remember my sophomore year in high school, I felt like crap, like for 2 weeks straight. I'm like, Mama, I don't feel good. Well, come here, let me take your temperature. And she's sitting there. That thermometer you got to shake down for 10 minutes before you can take the temperature. So you take the temperature, she's like, nope, no temperature, go to school. Well, one day I woke up and I was getting ready for school. I was looking in the mirror and I was like, man, you really look like shit. It looked like somebody had pumped water into my eyelids and underneath them. So I was like, I probably need to show Mom. So I went down and I was like, Mama, I don't feel good. And she didn't even look at me. She said, and I said, no, I'm not throwing up. I don't have diarrhea. Have you taken your temperature? Yeah, well, what was it? It was like 99 something and some change. Wasn't even 100. She goes, you're good. You need to go to school. And I was like, Mom, could you at least look at me? And she looks at me and she was like, oh, well, you don't look too good. I guess maybe I need to take you to the doctor. I ended up having mono. So anyway, that was my long story short, I guess, on that one. But anyway, after my mom started having grandkids, after she got grandkids, however you want to word it, she would have sodas in the house. Grandbaby get a soda. We didn't get sodas. We had tea, Kool-Aid, milk, and water. Those were our 4 options. We didn't get no soda. And one day, we were over at her house, and the grandkids were wild, running around like they'd been raised by monkeys. And I was like, what in the world is wrong with them? They would not settle down for nothing. I was just like, what in the hell? My mom says, and picking on each other. I mean, just pestering and picking. And my mom said, yeah, it's the barometer. The what? I looked at her. I said, did you say the barometer? She said, yeah, it's the barometer. I said, what the hell does the barometer have to do with them running around like they're raised by monkeys? She said, well, no, I don't know, so tell me. She says, well, you know how the barometer affects people, you know. Like, especially like people with arthritis, they hurt real bad when the barometer, when it's starting to rain. She could always tell, kids acting up, she said, oh, it must be getting ready to rain. Barometer must be. I said, you never used that excuse for me. I said, I started getting lippy with you, and you would say, I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to count to 3. And if I turn back around and you are anywhere in my sight, I'm going to slap the shit out of you. Well, that right there told me I needed to leave the room. You know, no. It's the barometer. Oh, they don't feel good. It's the barometer. So apparently, I'm fine. And it's just the barometer, because I'm sure it's probably going to be raining here. I don't know. Within the next day or two. Who knows? But anyway, so yeah, that's my little story about my life as a kid. I loved my mom to death. She was the greatest person under the sun. I swear she was. Love her to death, God rest her soul, but I know I just threw her under the bus on this. But, you know, I don't get it sometimes. But anyway, hope you guys have a great day. Take care. Love y'all. Bye.